Charlie, Justin Puth, lived a quiet life in Sandstone, far from the noise of fame, convinced that stability was the greatest luxury. He ran a small music shop, inherited from his father, and lived with his wife, Miley Taylor Cyrus, whom he believed was his anchor in a world that often drowned him with uncertainty and self-doubt. But lately, her warmth had cooled into a rehearsed politeness. Late-night phone calls, sudden weekend errands, and unexplained absences gnawed at Charlie. He convinced himself it was stress, or maybe her losing interest. What he never imagined was that the person invading his marriage was someone with his same blood. Miley Taylor Cyrus had mastered the art of hiding chaos behind bright eyes and a teasing grin. To Sandstone locals, she was the liveliest woman in town, spontaneous, wild, magnetic. But at home, Miley wrestled with an emptiness she couldn't explain, an ache for excitement that the peaceful town and their simple life couldn't fill. Charlie's gentle predictability made her feel safe, but also trapped. When Glenn Powell, Charlie's older brother, moved back to town, temporarily, Miley felt something ignite inside her, something dangerous, forbidden, intoxicating. And once she crossed that line, she couldn't step back. Glenn Powell returned to Sandstone with rumors trailing behind him, a failed business venture, a broken engagement, and whispers of addiction. But Glenn had always been the charming one, bold, confident, reckless, everything Charlie wasn't. When he first saw Miley again, he felt an old tug of attraction he'd buried years ago, back when Charlie introduced her as the girl I'm going to marry. Glenn never acted on it then, but now, wounded and hungry for validation, he didn't resist. What began as flirtation quickly turned into a secret that electrified them both, and Glenn, for once, felt alive again. The affair began in little ways. A shared drink in the kitchen after Charlie went to bed, long conversations on the back porch, stolen glances during family dinners. But soon, the encounters became too passionate, too charged to hide. They met in Glenn's truck, in abandoned farm sheds, in cheap motels outside town. Miley knew it was wrong, but the thrill consumed her. Glenn knew Charlie didn't deserve betrayal, but his addiction to danger pushed him further. Neither noticed how sloppy they'd become, the perfume lingering in Glenn's car, the whispers behind half-open doors, the texts sent too late. Charlie felt an ache he couldn't name. Miley laughed too loudly at Glenn's jokes. Glenn avoided eye contact during meals. Their conversations died whenever Charlie entered the room. One night, Charlie found a receipt for 2 dinners in a distant town. Miley claimed she'd been homesick that evening. Another time, Glenn's jacket smelled unmistakably like Miley's perfume. Charlie tried to silence his growing dread. He didn't want to believe his wife could betray him, let alone with his brother. But his instincts whispered the truth louder each day, and the weight began crushing him. It happened during a small argument, something trivial about laundry, the type of fight couples normally laugh about later. But Miley snapped. Her exhaustion, guilt, and desire for escape collided, and she said the words that shattered Charlie's entire world. "Get over it, Charlie. I've been sleeping with your brother for months." She laughed, the kind of laugh that hides pain, not joy. Charlie felt the air drain from the room. His knees weakened. His heart cracked so loudly he swore he heard it. Miley expected yelling, maybe tears. Instead, Charlie simply walked out of the house without a word. When Charlie vanished from town for 2 days, rumors spread like wildfire. Some thought he went to confront Glenn. Others believed he fled Sandstone entirely. Miley worried he'd harm himself. But Charlie spent those days wandering through abandoned parts of the neighboring woods, unable to face the world. He replayed their entire marriage, wondering which moments were lies. Pain turned into numbness, and numbness turned into a chilling determination. He would return, but not as a broken husband. He would return as the man they both underestimated, the man who would take control of the story. With Charlie gone, Glenn and Miley felt free for the first time, or so they thought. They imagined a future without secrets, maybe even moving away together. But the fantasy quickly turned sour. Glenn felt guilt gnawing at him, especially when neighbors began asking about Charlie. Miley realized the thrill of the affair was fading now that it wasn't forbidden. Their arguments grew. Glenn accused Miley of still loving Charlie. Miley accused Glenn of ruining her life. Their passion had been built on chaos, and without that fire, they started to see each other clearly for the first time, and they didn't like what they saw. When Charlie finally returned, he was calm, too calm. He didn't yell, didn't accuse, didn't cry. He told Miley she could stay with Glenn if she wanted. He told Glenn he forgave him. Their relief was short-lived because something about Charlie had changed. His confidence, his tone, his quiet intensity. He began rebuilding his life, focusing on the music shop, on friendships, on himself. And the more independent Charlie became, the more unstable Glenn and Miley grew. They realized, slowly and painfully, that the person they had underestimated was rising stronger, and they couldn't stand it. Sandstone was small. Secrets never stayed buried. People whispered behind counters, in churches, at gas stations. Neighbors judged Miley harshly, calling her selfish and reckless. Others whispered that Glenn had always been trouble. A few blamed Charlie for letting things fall apart. The entire town became a pressure cooker, and Miley felt hated everywhere she went. Glenn became paranoid, convinced Charlie was secretly turning people against him. Their relationship crumbled under the weight of judgment and guilt. Meanwhile, Charlie became the town's quiet symbol of resilience, something neither of them expected. One stormy night, Glenn, drunk and furious, confronted Charlie at the music shop. He accused him of trying to steal the town, of making him the villain. But Charlie didn't react. He calmly told Glenn the truth. "You destroyed yourself. I didn't need to help." Miley arrived moments later, soaked in rain, begging Charlie for forgiveness. She admitted that she still loved him, that the affair was a mistake born out of boredom and desire for excitement. But Charlie saw in her eyes that she didn't truly want him. She wanted the version of him she'd broken. Charlie didn't take Miley back. He didn't hate Glenn. He simply walked away from both of them, choosing peace over chaos. Miley moved out of Sandstone after becoming the town's scandalous headline. Glenn left soon after, chasing a fresh start neither of them deserved but desperately needed. And Charlie? He rebuilt his life, piece by piece. New music, new friends, new strength. He discovered that sometimes betrayal is the door you need to walk into a better life. A life where your worth isn't tied to who stayed, but who you became after they left. We have come to the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting stories. Have a good one.